2020. Then the question becomes, what happens beyond 2020? Well, if we don't have carbon capture and sequestration and we have regulation of carbon, the base load will be nuclear. Our first nuclear plant that we have to retire is in 2031. So starting in 2020, we're going to be building nuclear to retire those plants that are 60 years old. We have over 7,000 megawatts, as I said, the third largest in the country. But we'll also be building nuclear rather than coal because it produces zero greenhouse gases. So from our standpoint, that's a known technology with no SOx, NOx, or mercury problems, other problems, of course, because regardless of how you produce electricity, there are pros and cons and good aspects and bad. But I see, even from 2020 forward, a troubled period. And my belief is the coal industry is in jeopardy in the US. Maybe the strategy, as I've heard some of my friends in the coal industry, is to say we're going to export our coal to China. That might be a good answer. But the coal industry today is in a position, and this is a provocative part, there in Washington is an industry just saying no. No to new regulations from EPA, no to new legislation on carbon, no, no, no. As a consequence, they're going to be on the menu because they're not going to be at the table. And what I urge the coal industry to do is to get further in the game. They're in the game, but the game is to say no. The game, to me, is to say coal is a critical resource to the country. We're the Saudi Arabia of coal. We must use coal. We must find a way to make it part of our future. And we're prepared to embrace a transition because if they say no to the current legislation, they're walking away from $200 billion in funding from the federal government to fund research and development of CCS. And then they're going to have to reach into their own genes and find $200 billion. Because if they don't develop that technology, when 2020 rolls around, they're going to be competing with nuclear. And that's going to be a different sport. So my hope is, as someone who grew up in Kentucky, and you know the old saying, when you grow up in Kentucky, there's only three things you can do: coal mine, moonshine, or get on down the line. I'm a get on down the line guy because I failed at both of the others. But because I'm such a large coal consumer, and because I'm from Kentucky, and because I believe in coal and been committed to coal, I want to see coal be part of our future. And I think there's a better way that they can go about it than they've gone about it to assure that coal is part of the future of generation of electricity in America. Thank y'all very much.